Hey Foxy Stars, your girl Foxy, and I'm back. So, what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. Let's just chit chat. What's going on? What's going on out there today? Well, today it started off like a rainy day today, but then it ended up being very beautiful outside today, and just make me happy. So I just said I'll come on here and talk to you guys for a little bit because, as you can see, it's happy day. And it makes me happy to be able to wake up in the morning and hear the birds singing and the sun is shining, and I was able to open up my eyes this morning. And I was sitting up here just thinking about what could I come on here and talk about. So the other day I was having a conversation about with my husband about depression. And we was like, okay, so what is depression? Depression is it, are you depressed because life is beating you up? Are you depressed? Is it stress? What is depression? So, when you start looking those words up and you start trying to identify, when people say depression, and I don't know, a lot of people, you think about it. Sometimes you can just be happy one day and just be sad the next day. But do that mean that you are in a depression, that you depressed? Depression symptoms? Are you, what is it? What is depression? Some people don't understand, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm not pretend to be one. I don't know anything about it. But I was just thinking about, different things. So some of the definitions, they say depression, major depressive disorder. Depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest and can interfere with your daily life. Okay. Yeah, that's something that, you never think about it. But that's one part of major depressive disorder. I'm just reading directly from when I looked it up. Then I was like, okay, so what is stress? Is stress the same thing as being depressive? So you got your stress symptoms. And physical symptoms of stress include low energy, headaches, upset stomach, including diarrhea, constipation, and nausea, aches, pains, and tense muscles, chest pains and rapid heartbeat, insomnia, frequent colds and infections, loss of sexual desire and ability. That's just a physical signs of stress. So when you sit back and think about it, be like, man, some of these things you might have that. People also ask, what are the 5 emotional signs of stress? Depression or anxiety, anger, irritability, and restlessness, feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated, or unfocused, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, racing thoughts, constant worry, problems with your memory or concentration, making bad decisions. So you got the physical symptoms and then you have the emotional symptoms. And as you put these two together, just reading this will just make anybody depressed. So people, don't go out there and self-diagnose yourself. If you feel like that you need to go and talk to someone, we have professionals for that out there that went to school that can help you out. You have all kinds of things that there's nothing wrong with going to therapy, because in the black community, when you say, oh, I'm going to see a therapist, people are like, oh no, you should be telling people that. No, sometimes you might need somebody else to talk to. Like, if you feeling that way, who can you talk to? Who is that person that will make you feel good enough to say, hey, I need this conversation. I need to talk to somebody. But your best friend might be that person, but then they're not a professional. They can just give you, they only thing they could do being a good friend and is to listen to you. But can they give you some advice? No, because their advice might be how they react to what you're telling them. So, they might have had a similar situation, and because it might trigger something, they gonna give you like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. This is what I would have done, and you can't rely on that. Just and if you are that person, just be the person that somebody can come to, and you can just listen to them. Because at the end of the day, I know I can't help nobody. I'm just on here talking because it just made me just curious about the difference between the two, the stress. Because stress is not depression, but you got some signs of depression that can lead to stress, or stress can lead to that. But then you got all this physical and this emotional things going on with stress. So, what are some of the stress relievers? What can you do to make yourself not be so stressful? So, like I said, I'm not a professional. So when I feel like that I'm being stressed, I would sit back and I would just release it and think about it. And I'm like, why am I stressed out about this? I would definitely write it down. And this is what I do. I write it down because I feel like that when I write stuff down, it get out my head. And it's on paper. It's on paper. And you know what you do when you write stuff down on paper? Once you write it down, you can take this piece of paper, you can rip it off and tear it up. And guess what? Whatever was stressing me out, I just ripped it up and I just threw it away. Because at the end of the day, why am I letting that stress me out? Why is it all in your head? Get it out your head, people. Get out your head. And let's just try to take care of yourself first. So like I said, don't try to self-diagnose yourself. I'm just out here just talking. I'm not a professional one way or another. I'm just reading stuff as I look it up. And I'm thinking like, wow, some of those side effects is something. So I know I went from what is depression to is it the same as stress? And it's not. So like I said, me personally, that's what I do. I write all my stressful things down and I tear it up and I throw it away and then it's out of my head. Get it out your brain, get it out your head, and let your brain be free, and so you can focus on what's going on around you, so you can be focused the next day. And then when you go, if you have to go to work, and then whatever stressed you out at work, you're good. But I will say, please do not take your stress home to your family. That's what the one thing you do not want to do. On your way home, everybody is different. Like for me personally, I de-stress when I'm driving, and I might put on some music. And I'm a music person. I love all kinds of music, but I would put on me some opera. I don't know what they be saying, but I'd be like, wow, it make you start thinking. And then I just try not to think about anything that's at work, so when I come home, I can be with one of my family. And I don't want my job to ever come home. So people, please, out there, Foxy Stars, don't take your job home. Because I know sometimes your significant other, your family, get tired of hearing the mess. I know my husband do. When I come home and I just be stressed, I be pissed off about something, and I be like, baby, this what happened. And he just be looking at me like, okay, you done? He say, I don't want to hear that crap. Just leave that stuff at work. And I be like, you know what? That is so true, So, so Foxy Stars, that was your girl. This some random talk. I don't know. I just thought I'd just come on here and just talk a little bit with you guys. Just randomness. And I decided I was going to have happy day. I don't know where I got that. Started talking about depression, stress. But anywho, this your girl Foxy. I am going to be out for the day. I just felt like I just need to come on and talk to you guys, and just because, really, I'm just feeling my new little backdrop, because I be thinking it's all cool, And I thought I was like, this. And my affirmation every day. I wish I could hear my phone, because every time I plug my phone up to the charger, you know what it say to me? You are beautiful. And I'll be like, yes, I am. So that's all what I have for you guys today. Remember, do not take the stress home with you. What I say, write it down on some paper. Take that paper and rip it up, rip it up, rip it up, rip it up, and just throw it away. I'm actually going to put mine in the garbage because I'm just going to pick up the paper off the floor. All right, Foxy Stars, your girl Foxy, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Peace.